Social media authentication requires that you go to the developer page at the social media site. And for Twitter, that would be the developer site. And for Google, I have a separate link here that you can read through. Actually, here's the developer site for Twitter. Here's the developer site for Facebook. You can also use LinkedIn and Yahoo, but they are going to require a project URL. So you're not going to have the actual URL until you deploy your project. And Yahoo and LinkedIn will not run offline. But I will show you where you can find that information. So we're going to have to go back into the Solution Explorer and go into Properties. And what we need to look at are the web properties. And so the URL will be here. Right now it's showing localhost, which is not really a URL, right? Because we're still in testing phase. So once this is deployed, you'll see an actual web address there. And that's what you would use at like LinkedIn or Yahoo or any other third-party authenticator that wants a URL. And I did include instructions in here for LinkedIn and Yahoo, but quite often on the web, I'm sure you guys know, things change really quickly. So you may find the directions need to be tweaked a little bit. And for anything that is not included in MVC by default, you actually have to install the OWIN security providers. And then for Yahoo and LinkedIn, this is how you would add them. And you're adding them to startup auth. Okay, so we've got a using statement for OWIN security LinkedIn, and we've got another one for Yahoo. So if you're using LinkedIn, you add this to the top, and then in the section where we have the third-party authenticators, you would add this code. And where it says your app key, that is exactly where you would put your key. And where it says your secret key, this is exactly where you would put the secret key. Okay, and same with Yahoo. You have to have the using statement, and then you have to have the authentication statement. So where we put those, okay, if we look back in our startup, and we scroll to the bottom, this is where all of that authentication is. Now, I'm going to show you how easy it is with Facebook. I've had a developer account there for a while, and if you want to practice, it really is the easiest one to use. So here is my developer dashboard. And so this is kind of what it looked like when I first came in. And then I did my apps, and I created an app, and I gave it a name. And you can see I have actually 3 different named apps, and this is the one that I'm going to go to. And where you find the secret, you can see my ID is up here. You go into Settings and Basic. And then it's over here, and you can hit Show, but it is going to require that you log in if you do that. So what I'm going to do is actually drag over this, copy it, come over here, and I'm going to remove these comments. And then I'm going to put that little key right between the double quotes here. Okay, and then I really can't show you my secret because it's not going to be very secret if I do that. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to do the same thing with my secret. And then I'm going to run a build and I can run the app and show you how it works. So let me pause a minute. So I went ahead and put in my little secret and I ran a build and now I'm going to go ahead and execute. And let me log out of Scooby here. And if I go to log in, you'll see now I have a Facebook button and I can actually click on that. Okay, and then it actually filled in my Facebook email. And now it's using that email, which is different than what I registered. I registered my NMC email and Facebook is it's like a personal account. So I'm using my personal email for my Facebook. Okay, so that is how easy it is to authenticate with that third-party software. What you may not realize is that MVC went ahead and added this email to our registration system. So let me close out of here and show you. If you go back into the SQL Server Object Explorer and you view the data, okay, you will see that that email has now been added. And I did not register that email. Okay, so that is something that the system, once that was authenticated through Facebook, went ahead and added me to the database. Now, a couple other things I want a quick note here is we mentioned that when you do enter a password, when you register, um, it creates a little hash of the password. That is never decrypted. Now you'll notice when I authenticated with Facebook, while it did add me, I don't have a password, which kind of makes sense because they're not going to be able to get my password from Facebook. Okay, I would have had to enter that. The security stamp is used typically with the password hash. And whenever the password changes, the security stamp changes as well. So it's just kind of a little random value that's pulled in when changes occur. So when it added me, my Facebook account to the table, it went ahead and put that security stamp in there, even though I don't have a password. And just as a quick reminder, if you did want to use LinkedIn or you want to use Yahoo or any third party that's not in the list, you do need to go into startup and you'll have to add a using statement at the top, and then you'll have to add the actual code at the bottom where all of the other authorizations are located. So if we take a look. So the using statement goes up top, and then I'm not going to scroll too far, but you can see where the authentications are. So you could just actually stick it right in here.